The moment he blames you for his own chaos, he isn't looking for an apology. He is hunting for your energy. You exhaust yourself trying to explain, to prove your innocence, not realizing that to a manipulator, your defense is simply proof of his control over you. But there is a terrifying power in the woman who stops explaining and starts observing. A silence so heavy, it forces his own shadow to consume him. In this video, we'll dive into the profound, protective, and transformative insights from dark psychology, drawing from lessons I cherished from my own ascent to show you how to turn his accusations into his regret. Do you know the feeling? The air in the room changes the moment he walks in, a heaviness that settles in your chest like lead. You haven't done anything wrong, yet your heart races, anticipating the inevitable twist. Perhaps it starts with a misplaced set of keys, a forgotten dinner reservation, or a mood he brought home from work. Suddenly, the narrative shifts. It is no longer about the keys, it is about your lack of care, your selfishness, your inability to support him. The accusation flies across the room like a dart, precise and poisoned, and instinctively, you catch it. You catch it with your hands, trying to inspect it, trying to reason with it. "No, I didn't mean that," you say, your voice rising in panic. "I did care. I was busy with..." You are explaining. You are pleading. And in his eyes, there is no listening, only a cold, satisfied glint. He has hooked you. The drama has begun, and he is the director, and you are the desperate actress trying to save a script that was written to destroy you. This is the trap of the empath. We believe that if we just explain clearly enough, if we just show our good intentions, the other person will understand. We believe that truth is a shield, but dark psychology reminds us of a brutal reality. To a manipulator, truth is irrelevant. The goal is not accuracy. The goal is emotional exhaustion. Every time you defend yourself against a false accusation, you are telling him, "Your opinion of me dictates my stability." You are handing him the remote control to your nervous system. I remember sitting in my car years ago, hands trembling on the steering wheel, replaying a conversation where I had been accused of being too sensitive after reacting to a blatant insult. I had spent an hour crying, explaining my history, my feelings, trying to make him see me. He just watched, calm, eating his dinner. That was the moment I realized the game. My pain was his entertainment. My defense was his fuel. The first shadow rule for when he blames you is the rule of the mirror shield. When he throws an accusation, you do not catch it. You do not internalize it. You let it hit the mirror of your indifference and bounce back to him. Practically, this means you stop defending immediately. When he says, "You always ruin everything," the old you would say, "How can you say that? I do everything for us." The new you, the woman protected by shadow wisdom, simply looks at him with a neutral face and says, "I understand, that is your perspective." And then, you go silent. You do not offer a counter-argument. You do not offer evidence. You deny him the friction he needs to ignite the fight. It is a psychological fact that a manipulator cannot escalate a conflict alone. He needs your participation. By refusing to defend, you leave him arguing with himself, and he will look foolish. This leads us deeper into the dynamic of blame. Often, the blame comes via technology. The phone buzzes. It is a text from him, a long paragraph detailing how you failed him, how you are the reason for his unhappiness. The screen lights up the dark room, and your stomach drops. The urge to type back immediately is overwhelming. You type, you delete, you retype. You want to correct the record. But here lies the second shadow rule, the digital void. When he uses text to blame you, your response speed is his reward. If you reply instantly, even to defend yourself, you are signaling that he is your priority, that he can disrupt your peace from miles away. The rule is simple. Do not reply to accusations. If there is a logistical question buried in the blame, answer only the question hours later. If it is pure blame, the response is silence. This is not passive. It is aggressive preservation of your sanity. You are teaching him that his tantrums do not summon you. I recall a conversation with a mentor from the shadows who once told me, "You are trying to win a court case where the judge, the jury, and the executioner are all him. You will never be found innocent in his court." This insight changed my life. Why do we try so hard to be good for people who are committed to misunderstanding us? It is our conditioning. Society taught us that a good woman is accommodating, that she fixes things, that she takes responsibility. He knows this. He weaponizes your goodness. He knows that if he blames you, you will work double time to prove him wrong. You will be nicer, more attentive, more giving. It is a cycle of extraction. He blames, you overcompensate, he reaps the benefits. The third shadow rule breaks this cycle. The agreement of the villain. If he calls you selfish for having a boundary, do not say, "I am not selfish." Say, "If prioritizing my health makes me selfish to you, then I am okay with that." Own the accusation. Take the sting out of his words. When you agree with his distorted label, he loses the power to shame you with it. "You are so cold," he might say when you stop reacting. "Perhaps I am," you reply, and you continue drinking your coffee. Watch his face. The confusion will be palpable. He expects tears, you give him acceptance. But let's go deeper to the visceral level of these interactions. Imagine a dinner out. The restaurant is lovely, the lighting is dim, but the tension is high. He starts criticizing the way you dress, implying it is disrespectful to him. He blames you for the stares of others. In the past, you would have covered up, apologized, felt small. Now, applying the fourth shadow rule, the observe and report, you detach. You step out of your body metaphorically and watch the scene from above. You see a man insecure about his own worth, trying to diminish a shining woman to feel big. Instead of absorbing the shame, you ask a clinical question. "It is interesting that my dress makes you feel so uncomfortable. Why do you think that is?" You turn the microscope back on him. You do not answer his accusation, you analyze his motive. Manipulators hate being analyzed. They hate being seen. This question serves as a spotlight, blinding him with exposure. He will likely stutter or get angry, but the blame has shifted. He is now on the defense. There is a tragic beauty in this transformation. It is not painless. To kill the people-pleaser inside, you feels like a death. You mourn the fantasy of the relationship you wanted. You wanted a partner, a teammate. Instead, you have an opponent. Acknowledging this is the hardest part. You might lie in bed at night, the silence of the house pressing in on you, wondering if you are becoming too hard, too cold. You might fear that by applying these rules, you will lose him completely. And here is the dark truth. You might. But you were losing yourself to keep him. The fifth shadow rule is the willingness to lose. You must be willing to let him walk away if his staying requires your submission. When he senses that you are no longer afraid of him leaving, that you are no longer afraid of being the bad guy in his story, his power evaporates. The only thing that binds a manipulator to you is your fear and your need for his approval. Remove those, and he is holding a leash attached to nothing. This brings us to the sixth shadow rule, the boundary of joy. Often, when he blames us, we punish ourselves. We stop smiling, we stop enjoying our hobbies, we walk around in a state of penance, hoping he will see how sorry we are and forgive us. This is what he wants, your misery as a monument to his power. The rule here is to refuse to be miserable. If he blames you and storms off, do not sit and cry. Go to that yoga class, call that friend, watch that movie and laugh. Your joy is the ultimate rebellion. It signals that his opinion is not your reality. I remember the first time I did this. He had accused me of ruining the weekend because I didn't want to visit his toxic family. He slammed the door. I felt the urge to chase him. Instead, I put on my favorite music, cooked a meal I loved, and danced in the kitchen. When he returned hours later, expecting to find a broken woman, he found a joyous one. The look of shock on his face was worth 1,000 apologies I never gave. Finally, the seventh shadow rule, the climax of your protection, the karmic reflection. This is where the game ends. Eventually, he will realize the old tactics do not work. He might escalate, or he might collapse into victimhood, blaming you for changing, for being abusive with your silence. Do not waver. This is the extinction burst. The rule is to see his behavior not as a reflection of your worth, but as a reflection of his karma. He is trapping himself in his own misery. You do not need to punish him. His own mind is the punishment. You simply hold the mirror steady. I hear that you are upset, you say calmly. I am no longer willing to participate in conversations that are disrespectful. And then you walk away. Physically, you leave the room. You leave the house if you must. You enforce the consequence. The peace that follows this mastery is addictive. It is not the peace of the grave, where you are buried under his expectations. It is the peace of the mountain, solid, high, untouchable by the storms below. You begin to see that his blame was never about you. It was a projection of his own self-hatred. Dark psychology taught us that people confess their own sins by accusing others. When he called you selfish, he was confessing his selfishness. When he called you unloving, he was confessing his inability to love. You are free now. You are not the trash can for his negative emotions. You are the vault of your own value. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of dark psychology's profound wisdom. It is a heavy journey, but a necessary one. If you found a piece of your own armor in these words, apply it. Do not just listen. Become the woman who cannot be manipulated. If this lesson speaks to you directly, write in the comments, I am not his mirror. And if you want more content like this to fortify your spirit, subscribe now, like this video, and share it with a sister who needs to hear it. Stay protected. Stay wise. And remember, your silence is not empty. It is full of answers he is not ready to hear.